impressed, of course. She doesn't see it as a gesture of heroism, but more of a vicious pre-planned attack on a fellow pupil, which is a bit much in my opinion. I mean, if I'd planned it, I'd have chosen a day when we were having stew or something. Macaroni cheese is one of my favourites. Still, Miss Jardine is angry, and her lips press together into a line so thin that they almost disappear. Poor Kirsty is in the nurse's office having first aid, she tells me. You are lucky she doesn't have burns or severe shock. I raise an eyebrow. Poor Kirsty? As if. A severe shock might do her good. She could wake up and forget that she'd ever been a mean, spiteful witch. Unlikely, I suppose, but possible. Cherry, your behaviour here has been completely unacceptable, Miss Jardine sniffs. What has Kirsty McRae ever done to you? I blink. Where do I start? Should I mention the time she flushed my PE socks down the loo just for a laugh? Or the time she told everyone she'd seen my dad dressed up as a human chocolate bar in Sauchiehall Street, handing out free samples of McBean's tasty bars? Should I mention the things she says to other kids, the ones she really doesn't like? Last month in art, she sliced off Janet McNally's waist-length plait with the paper cutter. She didn't even get into trouble. She claimed she was nowhere near the paper cutter, and somehow Janet got the blame. Crazy. She called me a liar, miss, I whisper. Miss Jardine peers at me over her glasses. Liar? Well, that's a very harsh word, she says. However, a number of teachers and pupils have commented on, shall we say, your ability to embroider the truth. I blink. I think my own head teacher just called me a liar. It does seem, Cherry, that you haven't made the best of starts at Clyde Academy, she continues. I have to say, I am a little concerned. I know you've had a rather unconventional childhood, but really, it is no excuse for your tall stories. I understand that last week you told Miss Mercy that you couldn't hand in your art homework because a goat had eaten it. Now really, Cherry, a goat? In Glasgow? Do you honestly expect us to believe that? I honestly do, because it is the truth. We were visiting some old art school friends of Dad's in the Borders that weekend, and I spent over an hour sitting in the sunshine making a careful pencil sketch of Dad's fiddle. I was proud of that drawing. Then, while we were having lunch, next door's goat got into the garden. It ate my drawing, chewed the corner of the picnic blanket, and bit my sunglasses clean in half. I hope it got indigestion. If you tell too many little white lies, Cherry, there will come a point where people will stop listening to you, Miss Jardine goes on. Have you heard the story of the boy who cried wolf? Yes, miss, I say tiredly. She tells me anyway, a yawn-making story about a little boy who tells lies all the time so that one day when he sees a wolf and tries to tell his family, nobody believes him at all. The wolf eats him up. The moral of this story is clear. If I don't stop telling fibs, I may be eaten by a wolf, and it will be nobody's fault but my own. The tall stories will have to stop, she says, before they get any more out of hand. And after the summer holidays, I will arrange weekly sessions for you with the school counsellor. Today's outburst was obviously out of character for you, but it's worrying all the same. We want to help you, Cherry. Not just with the compulsive lying, but with your anger issues. A tide of crimson seeps across my cheeks. Compulsive lying? Anger issues? What is Miss Jardine trying to say? I won't be here after the summer holidays, miss, I say, as politely as I can. My dad has fallen in love. He is giving up everything he has so we can live with his new girlfriend in a big house on the edge of a cliff in Somerset. We are going to be a proper family, and we will make a fortune selling luxury organic chocolates. Miss Jardine gives me a long, pitying look. Really, Cherry, this is exactly the kind of thing I am talking about, she sniffs. Of course you are not going to live on the edge of a cliff in Somerset. Your father works in McBean's chocolate factory, making the tasty bars and sorting out the